like Game. When black folks lose their life. Y'all heard Game talk about anything when when the Hispanics defaced the mirror of Kendrick Lamar and Compton? Did you hear Game? Because that was their neighborhood. Did you hear Game? Never once did you hear him. How can you support somebody that's willing to firebomb your home because they don't want you in your community? How can you support somebody that get on CNN News and tell them, oh, it's the blacks that's looting and it wasn't us? And then tell you the honest truth and say this, we don't want y'all, go back to your community. How can you support somebody that's openly displayed saying they hate you and disrespect you? How can you support somebody like that? What makes you so ashamed, like Malcolm said, what makes you so ashamed of being black, man? What makes you so ashamed? And then watch this. I'm going to show you how stupid they are. Mahindras. They really believe we immigrants. And they also believe we all came from Africa. We ain't all came on no slave ship to America. We was already here before everybody else. See, that's what they don't like. They hate us so much because we the first of everything. Now they don't want us. They come out, they want to protest. American Buster them say they're going to protest against blacks receiving reparation. Man, I wouldn't give a fuck what you protest. American Buster, you ain't got that power. You ain't got that power, you silly motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you, brother. You ain't got that power. You really ain't got that power.
He's out of line, but he's right.
So what a lot of people don't know is that Mexico is bordered with Guatemala.
Yes.
Okay? We don't let them in. So the same thing that America does to Mexico, we do to Guatemala. Okay? It just, the news is CNN, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, New York Post, they're never going to show you that. But just so you know, Mexico is extremely racist. So we have what are
like Guatemalans,
even to its own Mexicans. So you got to remember, Mexico was dominated by Spaniards. The only reason I look the way I look is because I'm 65% Spaniard.
Yeah.
Mexicans, like real Mexicans, or which is known as Mexica, not Mexico, Mexica, are 5'4", super dark with big noses and the heads pushed back. Aztecs and Mayans,
like Indians,
like Indians.
Yes.
Well, we're natives, right?
Yeah.
So we're blended. So the reality is, in Mexico, till this day, if you are not light complected, somewhat tall, you're frowned upon to this day. And by the way, they're very.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is your host, most of the great day, late dollar short news, man. Live and direct where we ride for respect, man. Smash the like, the share, the subscribe. You know what to do, man. Sub up, man, if you like the commentary or dislike it. Whatever the case, man, tune in. And on today's topic, I will be addressing some of the hateful commentary in my comment section on a video that I did called Black and Brown Race Relations and Hatred. There's one guy in particular, York King 323, who stated that he was Mexican and let's stop sugarcoating. I'm paraphrasing, right? He's ready for war. Well, they're ready for war with blacks. We've never been friends. We've never been allies. And if he's actually a real person, I respect that. I respect your honesty, man. But it's giving pig vibes, though, man. I don't know, man. You sound kind of like, the authorities. You know what I'm saying, to say the least. There was a lot of people on there stating that black people would lose, if there were to be any type of conflict and aggression, that they would smash on black people. It was just a lot of hatred and vitriol towards black men. And I'm gonna tell y'all like this, bro. You barking up the wrong tree, man. Black people have been at war in Los Angeles and all over the country, where in California in specifically, they still there, man. Them dudes in Compton been fighting the tortilla flats and CV70s, and the East Coast Crips been, they was fighting the F-13s at one particular time. The El Monte Flores, they pretty much eradicated all the blacks up out of their neighborhood. The Venice Shoreline Crips mopped the floor with the Santa Monica 13, the Venice 13s, and the Culver City. I mean, it's just been a bloodbath throughout, California when it relates to Hispanic and Mexican hate. And it ain't got neither one of us nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there has been some black areas that's been vacated and Mexicans has taken over certain spots. But other than that, it's just landed a gang of people in jail and a gang of people in hell and in the graveyard. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want that smoke, and we all know that you all don't want that smoke. So it's just like, why type that? You know what I'm saying? I let people pop their stuff in my comment section. I don't delete comments. I don't do none of that. So you are free to do so. But you're wasting your time, man. And furthermore, real Sureños move with respect. You know, unfortunately, I've had to do some time with real Southerners, you know what I'm saying? And they move with respect. They don't get on the internet and type that, you know, and display their hatred and their aggression towards black men. They just get cracking. You know, if you're going to get cracking, get cracking. Why type that you're going to get cracking and say all of these negative adaptation for black men when really, you know, that wasn't even the focal point of the video. I was just pointing out that there's this misnomer that Hispanic men can tell on black men with impunity, and I proved it. I'm going to be bringing this man on here so he could tell his side of the story. You know what I'm saying? He told part of what his story was, but he's got a whole spiel. I can't speak for him, but that was just his side, and people was in their feelings about that. Oh, Mexicans don't do that. You know, we got a code of honor, man. Codes of honor are meant to be broken, man. You know, black people tell, white people tell, you don't think Hispanics tell? Hell yeah, they do, man. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't got no hatred towards Hispanics, you know what I'm saying? And for the most part, all the aggression is on their side. Like I stated earlier, we can't move in in Hispanic neighborhoods, but they can move in ours. They can move in our projects, but we can't move in theirs. You know, and you look at El Monte, California. You look at Boyle Heights. You look at certain parts of the San Gabriel Valley. You look at certain parts in the 818. You know, a lot of these places in East Los. It's not safe for black people in a lot of spots in LA. They get met with aggression. But you know, in my city, you got the Atlanta Circle. You know, you got 11th Street. You got Ralston. You got all the streets in my neighborhood. They're occupied. Most of them is occupied by Hispanics. And we grew up, you know, saying by him, we share a neighborhood with the Vadio Bakers, the Colonia, and the Loma. You know what I'm saying? So, but in LA it's different. You know, I'm speaking for my city, but out there it's different. But the racial hatred is still real no matter where you go. You dig what I'm saying? And it seemed like it's not going nowhere. And this video wasn't to inflame or ignite any flames. I was just, you know, playing both sides of the spectrum. On one side of the spectrum, you had the felony Paisa who's saying disproving, or his version of disproving, that Southsiders are able to tell on blacks with impunity. He said that don't go down like that. But my homeboy, he begs to differ because he was actually on a case where he got told on by Hispanics. Those Hispanics that told on him, well, that one in particular, his plug, told on him, and he was able to walk the yard. His people didn't discipline him for that. You dig what I'm, that's his story. I don't know how true it is, but I'm going to bring him on so he could tell it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how true it is, but I believe it. I believe it in totality. You dig what I'm saying? I don't know it for a fact to be true, but he don't have no reason to lie about it, and he gonna bring his paperwork to back it. You dig what I'm saying? And like I stated earlier, man, this video wasn't to ignite no flames or spark no flames, but I'm reading through the comment section, and it shows how y'all really feel about black people, man. So that's why I played those two videos at the beginning, you know what I'm saying, as the rule for the ultimate ending of this video, man. This is your host, Most the Great, Day Late Dollar Short News, man. Tap in and tell a friend. We out.